15 kilometers west of Kenyan capital Nairobi sits Kawangware, clustered amongst Africa's developing slum areas, with over 65% of its population consisting of youths and children. With majority of its inhabitants living on less than $1 per day, most children suffer from malnutrition. Another impending danger is the dwindling levels of education, as majority of the children lack access to basic education, opting for the streets to make ends meet. Founded in 2009, Friends Children's Center, a local community organization, has been on the forefront, addressing cases of drug abuse as well as curbing increase of street children in the slum.
1, 2.
Stationed at Sodom in the middle of Kawangware slum, Friends Children's Center has been core at providing quality basic educational support through community school and welfare services through Children's Rescue Home.
I came into Kawangware in 2007 after graduating from college, and this is where I landed first, and I came here into this place called Sodom. That time when I was in this place, when I came into this place, there was too much crime happening around this area and a lot of drug abuse, and so a number of children became victims of what was happening around this place. And after 2 years of trying to look through of the things that were happening, it was very evident to me that I could not be able to solve the whole problem, but at least I could be able to help out with the children who are who are like the key. They were mostly affected, but you see they have no way to help themselves. There was nobody who was willing to help them. So I believe so much that every child should at least have access to basic or quality education, and that was the time when I was able to start Friends Children's Center. My main goal was to help these street children or needy children become self-supported adults. And there's no way they will do that if they have no education in their life. Apart from just dealing with the children, we have also engaged their parents, especially those who are engaged in drug and substance abuse. And we have a big number of those parents that have been able to get out of drugs. Right now we have over 200 children that have graduated from primary. Most of them did not go into high school, but at least they have been able to have access to some basic skills that they are able to help to do other things in life apart from engaging in crime and other things. So I will say, like, what I saw in 2007, that is like 10 years ago, and what I see right now, it is not as bad as it used to be, even though we still have some few cases of crime and other bad behavior happening around here, but we see the change coming over time.
So some of them, we could take them to our own houses. I used to take like 5 to our own houses as they kept on growing, because their most need was food and education. We could even look for the clothes. Some of them didn't have anything to wear, so it forced us to come in and even take care of them on clothing also. As we educated them, we also gave them food and even clothing. Since the year went on and on and on, we saw many of them coming.
Over years, the school has grown from 30 pupils to over 350 currently, with majority of children drawn from the streets. Friends Children's Center has been rehabilitating street children into dependable citizens, as they were previously involved in crime and drug abuse. Friends Children's Center has also not left out children from poor families and orphans.
We started with 30 children, mostly all of them were street children, 30 of them, and we had a small room, and we all volunteered to teach them and give them education. And since then, close to 8 years now, the population has always kept going up. What we are only able to do at this particular stage is just give them basic education. Like, most of our children are not able to graduate into high school because we've not been able to get the support to help these children. So we are basically just giving them primary education, and we hope that maybe one time there will be a way for us to get how to support them into high school. Right now we have a population of 362 children here in this small compound as it is. We have 362 children, and 90% of those children are street children that we have tried to find foster care program for them. We also have those ones who are orphaned, and now we are housing them in Ngong in our children's home. It's called Friends Children's Home. The registration of that home just went through the other day, so now Friends Children's Home and Friends Children's Center both are projects that are under Friends, and our goal is to help these children have access to quality education and welfare services.
Since the time we came up with this project, we were able to talk to the young boys and girls around. They turned away from drugs. We empowered them through sessions of guiding and counseling. We also, their children, they had already, some of them had children, others were staying with their parents. They were not able to go through school. We rehabilitated them by putting them in class, and they went through education. Some of them already have managed to successfully go through this, and are already pursuing college. Others are in universities, others are yet to join university. So those are some of the areas that we can say, or rather proudly say, we have managed to save the situation around. Look, the evidence is quite clear. Before, you could not even access this place, but at the moment you can walk freely around.
As the sun rises, little children from baby class walk in the cold and poor-drained corridors of the slum to acquire education with the hope of achieving a better future, courtesy of Friends Children's Center, which aims at making them dependable citizens in society. Since most families afford one meal a day, the feeding program has been a major boost towards keeping children in school.
Without this feeding program, we would not have been relevant to them then. But at the moment, it has sustained them in school. It has attracted even more. And as we speak now, we are actually just receiving some few donations from well-wishers, the parents, their foster parents, who come in to give us some little funding. We have those who donate sukuma wiki. We have those ones who donate some flour, rice, some grains, that is, and we manage to put them in school.
With the committed teaching and non-teaching staff, the school, though housed in makeshift classrooms, has for the past years improved its performance grades in the national and local examinations.
We have a very dedicated staff. I have got 8 female teachers and 4 male teachers who we work with to support these children. What makes them get going are the radical changes that keep on occurring in these boys and girls. As they grow up, they show a lot of hope, a lot of inspiration in them, because imagine taking a child from the street, taking a child who is not in school and not going to school at all. Then you see this child excelling academically. And it shows that actually the teacher's input is really working well, and also the few who have gone through the school and they are already in university, admitted in university, they have been a very big encouragement to our teachers. So they keep on having that desire to get more and more, and ensure that the society changes from what it has been.
Because of our performance, we now have a very big population that we have, and I appreciate my colleagues that we are working with. They are doing very good work as far as academics is concerned. They have really dedicated their teaching to this particular children here, and that is why our academics keeps on improving year after year. Looking at the general performance of the school in other classes apart from national exams, we are doing well, more so the preschools, the lower primary and the upper primary. They have that particular consistency performing and they keep on making that particular good progress.
Some of the school alumni expressed their joy and future plan to the community.
I left in 2013 after scoring 376 marks in my KCPE exam. Luckily, I joined a national school in Kenya, Butler Boys High School, that is in Western Kenya. There also I was given support to continue with my education, where I scored a B minor. And then I'm joining two universities to pursue business information technology. Yeah, and I'm very grateful of this place because it nurtured me. Apart from giving me education that I needed, it helped me morally, upright my strength with God, to live with the society. I learned a lot from here. My message to those that are drug addicts or dropped out of school is that they can still come back to school. Things still work. I to myself, even if I go to the university, I'm a living testimony, I'm a living inspiration that everything is possible. I can still be coming back, volunteer, talking to them, giving them hope through my story that they can come back to school. Yeah.
As a Christian-based institution, spiritual nourishment is part of the healing and rehabilitation process that has seen Jesus Christ's love manifested among children.
The way we handle these children, we try first of all to make sure that they know who God is, because it is only through God that they can achieve all these things that they desire in life. And living as per God's will, that is the only way, because looking at the issues of crime and so on, I think they had deviated from the will of God.
Despite the progressive impact, the school is facing several hiccups that, once addressed, the founder and community's vision will be achieved.
We are registered as a community-based organization because we are not for profit. We rely on people to support. You see right now here, if we got support, we have to feed these children 3 times. We have to at least give them a meal 3 times a day. And most of the time we have to be able to find people who can be able to help us to feed these children. Not every time do we do that. And one of the main challenges we face as a community-based, because you find that we are not able to, like, we don't have that financial resources that we need. We have a big challenge with things like textbooks. We have a big challenge with things like classroom. The classrooms you see here have 360 plus children stuck in there, and that's a very major problem to us. We hope and trust that one time we'll be able to get support we need and be able to move these children from this place to a better place where we hope that we are going to give them better services.
The premises themselves are on a rental basis. So we have 2 landlords, this side and the other side. So every month we have to also pay this rent.
Going to the classes, we now have a very big number of pupils. The classes are very small. Desks are not there. So if you go to class, you'll find 6 pupils sitting on a desk, 5 pupils sitting on a desk. That becomes very, very difficult for the learning and teaching process that is there. Coming to textbooks, that is a very great menace that we have. I can say the books that we have, we bought some 8 years ago. They are torn, they are totally out. So what we do to ensure that we are making the teaching, we engage the parents with the meager resources that they have. We engage them to ensure that they at least supplement those particular books.
The establishment of Friends Children Home in Gong, few kilometers away from Kawangware, is a breakthrough to the most needy children, where their spiritual, physical and educational needs are taken care of. The home, which was started in the year 2016, is providing good shelter, food, clothing and medication to about 46 orphans and former street children from the slums, all accessing quality basic education, with 8 of whom currently in secondary schools.
Friends Children Home started in 2016, and it started to minister to the need of the children living in this slum area of Kawangware, where we have a school. And in the school we realized there was a need, because many children would come to school without food, and others would just be coming from the street. They don't have anywhere to go in the evening, but they really needed the education. Some children would just come, eat from our school and go back home. The major issue was not to come and get education. They just needed a place they can have some food and somewhere they could be accepted and not thrown away. So to minister to these needs and to continue the gospel of Jesus in the slum areas, we found it okay to begin a home in Ngong. And so according to the school, we also named the home as Friends Children's Home. And we started with 15 children right from the school where there was that big need, and then also penetrated to the slums of Kawangware, and we got other children. Most of them are total orphans, others are partial orphans, others are children to drug addicts, the street families.
The vocational Bible studies, coupled by daily morning and evening devotions, has seen the spiritual well-being of the children grow day by day.
The biggest motivation is to see the children change. The children who never knew God can confess Christ as Lord and Savior. The same children coming back now to the streets and telling others what Christ is doing in their lives. And most importantly, to see these children grow physically, emotionally, spiritually, and morally. It is encouraging to see them grow and become better people than we found them. And when we start now telling them about God who is not a respecter of tribes, they feel at home, because they know that God does not look at a particular tribe or race, but God is a God of all. So we unify them with the word of God, and also we give them equal love. We do not favor any child to the other. So that makes them feel at home. We have counseling lessons from time to time. I offer counseling lessons to them just to assure them of our love, of how we care about them.
The smile on the faces of the children is a clear manifestation of God's hand at work as the children narrate their stories.
We always get here time we can study. We are being friendly. It's not like home you are alone because of stress, but here we are friendly. You can share what you are having and you can be helped. You are getting enough food here. It's not like home at this time you are missing a meal. So even tomorrow you fear to go to school because even you are hungry. The message I have for those people who are supporting us, that they should continue this good hand of providing to people who look like us.
Here, I'm good, I'm learning well, I'm not sent home for school fees. They are paying for me school fees, I'm happy.
Tulikuja hapa, tuko watu wanne, mimi na brother wangu watatu. Kabla hatujakuja hapa, huko kwetu, ni tulikuwa huko, huyu brother wangu mkubwa ndiye alikuwa anasoma peke yake. Si wengine hatukuwa tunaenda shuleni. Tulikuwa tu tunakaa hapo, alafu ndiye alikuwa anasoma peke yake. Nataka nisome, nilikuwa mkubwa, nataka nikuwe engineer. Nataka mpya nikisoma nipate pesa, nifanye kazi yangu nipate pesa, nifungue mpya home, nikuwe nasaidia watoto wengine wenye hawana uwezo, wenye wazazi wao hawana uwezo wa kusomesha.
Just like the school, the home is facing some challenges despite the management's hope and commitment to achieve its mission.
We still find so many street children as we are coming to the school, to Friends Children's School, and in our day-to-day running, we find a lot of people coming and bringing more and more street children, but we are not able to house all these people, because there is also a limit above which we can't go in the house. So the house we have now, the housing property, we can only take care of at most 48 children. So we have no capacity for any more extra child. But if something is done, if we have another premises, we still have very many children streaming in. Transporting the children also to the various schools, especially in the primary school, is also a challenge. But with time, we are trusting God for a breakthrough. At the moment, we use the public means. We get public transport means comes to pick our children from the premises where we live to Beverly Hills Education Center, which is not easy, it's expensive. In a day we use around $10. Yes, and also the government of Kenya requires that the children at the age of 18 should be reintegrated back to their families. This is a little of a problem to us because some of the children that are in our homes do not know their families. But we have a social worker who is working every day to try and establish where these children came from. That way, by the time they are 18, we will have known their backgrounds and it will be easier for us to reintegrate them back to their families.
As the slum continues to grow, the number of the needy grows too. Friends Children's Center is thus living by its name through opening friendly wings to accommodate the less privileged with the hope of reducing the number of street children and drug addicts in the slum setup for the betterment of their future.